Ever wondered how a single word can capture the swirl of action at an airport? Picture this. You step into a terminal and it feels like you're entering a self-contained city on the move.
It's true. I always feel like there's a special energy in airports, with crowds crisscrossing, announcements blaring, and so many things happening at once.
Today, we're breaking down how English uses collective nouns to group all those people and things you see when you travel, and some of these words might just surprise you.
We'll talk about how to describe a group of tourists, why pilots aren't just a bunch, and even how we refer to suitcases and taxis.
Plus, we'll look at how these words bring the excitement of travel to life. Stick around as we stroll through airports, climb aboard planes, and maybe even set sail a language journey you won't want to miss.
Starting with people, you might see a group of tourists clustering around their guide, snapping photos, and planning their next adventure.
But here's the fun part. While group is common, you'll often hear party of tourists or a queue of passengers, especially when waiting for check-in or boarding.
A queue really paints the picture, doesn't it? I think of all those orderly lines snaking toward the check-in counter, everyone with their own story and destination.
Exactly. And party gives it a social spin, suggesting they're not just strangers, they're sharing the experience together. It's small details like that which make airport scenes feel alive. Shift your gaze outside those giant airport windows, and you'll spot a fleet of airplanes parked in perfect rows, engines humming with anticipation.
And each of those planes isn't just waiting by itself. There's a trained crew of pilots and flight attendants getting everything ready for takeoff.
Meanwhile, down on the ground, workers are wrestling with a pack of suitcases. Sometimes it really does look like the luggage is multiplying before your eyes.
You know, calling it a pack makes baggage seem almost like its own little herd, moving from terminal to terminal. It's a clever way to make travel language more colorful. That brings me to another favorite. When you step outside, you might spot a line of taxis waiting at the curb, each driver hoping to scoop up the next fare.
Or picture yourself clutching a collection of tickets. It's not just random papers. There's a sense of purpose, like you're assembling the keys to your journey.
Settling into your assigned row of seats on the plane is another one. It's oddly satisfying when you find your spot in that organized sea of travelers.
Funny how all these nouns, line, collection, row, bring a sense of order to what could easily feel chaotic. They help us make sense of the bustle. But collective nouns don't stop at the airport doors. As you roll down the highway, you might spot a convoy of buses, all heading to different destinations.
Or if you're near the ocean, it's hard to miss the awe of a fleet of ships. That word always makes me imagine grand adventures crossing the seas.
It's wild how just changing the collective noun can conjure up a whole new mood. Convoy feels organized and purposeful, while fleet is majestic and a bit mysterious.
And suddenly, everyday travel feels a lot more epic. It's almost like these words unlock the hidden excitement in our journeys. So, what are the key takeaways before you head out on your next adventure? First, collective nouns like fleet, party, and queue add vivid detail to your travel vocabulary.
Second, these words don't just describe things. They help you picture and organize all the action, whether you're in an airport or on the road.
And third, using these nouns makes your English sound more natural and engaging, like you're really part of the travel world.
Here's your action step. Next time you're describing a trip, even in a text or journal, try swapping in one of these collective nouns. You'll notice your stories come alive. Thanks for joining us, and safe travels wherever you're headed next.